silence of mediocrity to disperse expansive, game-changing marketing wisdom. This is the Jeff Payne Show.
Reaching for a higher place than we can reach alone. Get up, get in, it's time to win. This is a Jeff Payne Show.
This one runs longer than usual on purpose. If you're starting a project with us, this is the episode I want you to have already heard. Because what follows isn't 3 tips, it's the actual scope of what's happening underneath an SEO strategy at every stage a business moves through. It's a lot, and that's the point. Hi, I'm Jeff Payne. You're listening to the Jeff Payne Show, episode number 54, 3 sites, 3 different jobs.
And now, our feature presentation.
Ask most people what an SEO does, and you'll hear 3 words: keywords, content, backlinks. That's real, but it's a fraction of it. What's actually happening depends entirely on where the business is. A brand new site, a site that's already ranking and making money, or an established brand. And the work at each stage is genuinely different work, not more of the same. When a site is brand new, almost nothing is settled yet, and almost everything is being decided at once. We're not just picking keywords, we're deciding how the entire site is structured around them, what sections exist, how they connect to each other, and how that structure can scale into a real brand 3 years from now instead of boxing itself in. Every page needs somewhere to link from and somewhere to link to. An orphan page, one nothing points to, is invisible no matter how good it is. We're studying every serious competitor in the space, not to copy them, but to see what they've earned the hard way, what they're missing, and where the actual openings are. We're researching the exact language people use when they talk about this kind of business, what they trust, what they're skeptical of, what they don't care about at all. That research shapes branding as much as it shapes content, because a new site's biggest job isn't ranking. It's earning trust fast enough that people who find it want to come back. That trust shows up in places people don't associate with SEO at all. Page speed, layout, whether something on the page is actively annoying someone into leaving. A visitor who bounces back to the search result because the experience was frustrating sends a signal that it hurts every page on the site, not just the one they left. Keyword research at this stage isn't going after the biggest terms. A brand new site has no authority, yet to win those fights, it's finding the specific, underserved terms competitors have overlooked. Winning those first, and then using the authority those pages earn to lift the more competitive ones next to them. And most of the time and energy in year 1 goes towards earning real recognition from other credible sites and sources. Relationships, not shortcuts. Alongside that, there's constant technical maintenance in the background, making sure the site is actually reachable and readable by search engines at all. Because a single overlooked setting can quietly make an entire section of a site invisible without anyone noticing for months. Once a site is ranking and generating real revenue, the job shifts from building to protecting and expanding. Now there's real performance data. Which terms are already working, even partially, and the strategy becomes strengthening those positions and using them to lift what's next to them. We're also watching for pages competing against each other for the same searches, which quietly caps how well either one can perform. Sorting that out becomes an ongoing discipline, not a one-time fix. This is also the stage where relying on one channel becomes a real risk. A business that only exists because of search traffic doesn't look to a search engine or to a real customer. Like a business, people actively search to choose. So this is where marketing starts deliberately diversifying, and where it matters that everything, the website, the PR, the other channels, is saying the same thing about who this business is and what it's known for. Link building never stops. It changes shape. from scrappy relationship building to strategic partnerships and sponsorships, where the goal isn't just a link, it's visibility in front of an audience that already trusts the source. And this is where things start breaking in ways that matter more, because there's more at stake. A single misconfigured setting could quietly block an entire section of a growing site from being found at all. And the bigger the site gets, the more of those small things there are to watch. Finally, this is the stage where we go back through pages that used to perform well and have started slipping. Not because anything was done wrong, but because the information went stale, or what people were actually looking for shifted. Fixing that with fresh eyes months later is its own skill. Everything from stage 2 is still happening, just at a much bigger scale, with a lot more to manage and a lot more that can go wrong quietly. At this size, prioritization becomes the real skill, not finding opportunities. There are thousands, but deciding which ones actually deserve attention first. The strategy now covers the entire customer journey, not just the bottom of it. It often starts reaching into adjacent categories the brand hasn't fully claimed yet, which takes deliberate work, because authority earned in one area doesn't automatically transfer to another. It has to be built there too. With more people and more moving pieces touching the site, content teams, agencies, technical changes, something is very likely to go sideways somewhere, and catching it quickly matters more than preventing it perfectly. And at this stage, the target shifts to the broadest, most competitive terms in the category, the ones that only a brand with real earned authority can credibly win. That's not a keyword tactic anymore. That's category ownership. 10 years ago, Dr. Cameron Hagehat's practice was a new site. The work was then foundational: structure, trust, patient stories, technical basics. Today, with more than 100 published patient stories and dominant local visibility in a generally competitive Portland market, the work looks nothing like it did a year ago. It's not finished. It's not less. It's the third job, not the first one. It's still ongoing. If you're at the start of a project with us, this is the arc you're stepping into. Not a straight line, not a checklist, but a strategy that keeps changing shape as the business does. Wherever your business actually sits in this, brand new, ranking, or established, there's real, deliberate thinking behind what happens next. It doesn't stop because the work that got you here isn't the same work that gets you further. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to The Jeff Payne Show.
Find the complete archives of all episodes at jeffpayne.net or subscribe for free at Apple Podcasts and never miss an episode.
This program is copyrighted by Jeff Payne Incorporated. All rights reserved.
Each week we bring you a message of inspiration and hope, remembering that true hope is available to all through Jesus Christ.